Hi there. Now this is a very important talk. This is very important. This is about this talk is going to be about healing, 5G, climate change, right, and what's really going on. Right now, what do I want to dive into? Yes, I want to dive into the fact that today I was watching my team. I've been a Man United fan since I was about 10, 11 years of age, and I don't really watch television. And what I notice every time I watch Man United play, obviously got to watch television for it, is they are really, the system is trying to push this 5G smart grid all the time. And what the crazy thing is, when I was watching the adverts today, they're even coming out and saying that 5G can help climate change. Now this is just madness. 5G, and this is scientific fact as well, is a military weapon. That's what 5G is. Now I don't know the full, I'm not a scientist, so I don't really understand fully on 5G. And I'm trying to do little researches on the subject more and more. But what I do know is that it apparently was a military weapon, and is very, very powerful in terms of the level of heat or radiation, do they say? And it's not going to help. If anything, it's going to affect animals even more. And the thing is, this is the whole reason. I understand now. I mean, why? I mean, I've been watching David Icke for a few years. I mean, I had this spiritual awakening at age 24. Years passed, and my mum wanted me to watch David Icke because she thought I sounded like him. And then I found out that his shows, like the system and in general, they're always trying to stop his events. And I now understand why. Because they're trying to, basically what's going on is the system is trying to take over and kill down and stop humanity from ever evolving any further. And that's what this grid is all to do with. It's all to do with selling you an idea of climate change, and then this 5G, this kill grid, as the solution. And then what it's leading to is our brains being connected to artificial intelligence, and they say they want this by 2030. Now this is a demonic, satanic thing going on. Absolutely sick what's actually happening, and they're trying to rush this as quickly as possible. And the reason is because of people waking up. They know that there are still a lot of people that aren't woken up yet. And they're trying to get them locked into this grid as quickly as possible, because the idea is to connect your brain to artificial intelligence. And once you do that, they then have your brain on basically a computer, the internet. They can do what they want then you know what I mean, because then they're controlling you, how the smart grid and the AI all controls each other. That's the idea of getting humans locked into this. And this is why, and healing, is going on. This is why there's been people on the planet that have had spiritual awakenings. That's what's going on. There's healing on the planet, and this is the system is in panic mode. They are desperate to stop this awakening, and this is their last attempt to finally stop humans waking up. That's what's really going on. And it shows me how desperate the system is before they're really, today when I was watching adverts, they're really pushing it. And it's not just a case of me being more awake, it's to do with common sense, common science, and what 5G is, right? We all know I mean, in the 90s and 2000s, we were always getting told about how harmful radiation is, and how sensitive we are to it, and phones and mobile phones. And so obviously, if that's dangerous in the first place at its lowest level, imagine if you're going higher in levels, higher radiation. If it's dangerous anyway. So we know that it's dangerous. We know that that's common sense to understand that, because we're so sensitive to it, because we're electricity, and you got to be careful how you mix electricities together. The wrong combination, and boom, you have a bad effect. And that's what the system is trying to engineer, is a potion that just finishes off humans. That's what they're trying to do, so that they can create a world that's an AI controlled world, a smart grid controlled world, where the system is in full control. Remember, it's like I say it quite a lot, that what I'm realizing from reality is that it's a bit like a superhero movie. And the superhero movies like Superman, or what, doesn't matter what it is, it's actually true to life. You've actually got these evil villains that are like the system that is trying to control, and you got like the heroes, which is like the people like David Icke, and the more awake people. And what the system is trying to do is make the good people look insane. That's what they used to do. But the problem now for the system is the fact that people don't think David Icke is insane anymore. They don't think more spiritually awake people are insane anymore. Mindfulness and stuff of that level is science now. It's science, it's psychological to know, and it heals people. So this stuff is not just spiritual nonsense anymore. And the system is in a position where it knows it's the last days for itself if it doesn't get this humanity locked down to this grid as quickly as possible. And it's actually, the more I look at this situation, the more insane it looks, and the more demonic it looks. I mean, I sometimes watch demonic films on TV because, I don't actually, worry about things like that, because we create our own reality. But this is nothing like, this is beyond any demonic film I've ever watched. This is really crazy. I'd rather deal with one of them demons than deal with this thing. They are trying to, almost like military-like, attack humans and finish them off. The question people would ask is why. That would be the next question. Well, I'm not quite sure. That's the question. Why? Who's benefiting here? Who's really benefiting? And if you want to go into demonic forces, I mean, I sometimes think about that, because many people that talk about demons and entities like this say that they need destruction and wars and fear, and that this actually feeds the demonic forces. So that's why the whole demonic idea fits into this plan, and that's why I'm bringing it up. It's looking more like that maybe that is going on. And according to like David Icke and other people, about when they talk about demonic entities, that they say that these entities die if they don't get enough hatred. So it's not that they want to hurt you, it's that they can't live otherwise. That love actually kills them. The light actually kills them. So they need to live, basically, to do this. And so that idea fits into this. It's at the moment, it's the only thing I can think of why you would want to do that. I can't think of why you would want to do this to humanity, because what it's also going to do, the idea of us, because people know, we've all seen, even I don't watch the news, but people have seen 5G in the news and the dangers of it. And so humans know what it is, but the system wants that. It wants fear. And it would fit into this demonic thing. And the reason this is going on, like I say, is because of this healing awakening that's going on. You know, because people have had spiritual awakenings all over the planet, and they are sharing their knowledge of how to heal. And what this is doing is it's putting people that are following this healing journey in a state of mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is a state that when you're practicing it, you are healing so much problems in your mind, in your awareness, and this heals you. And when people are doing this, they're healing their space, they're healing their energy and their space they're occupying in that space, and that space intermingles with the next space. And the system knows that by people doing this, if you change the awareness of the planet, you change the demonic thing. You can't control humanity anymore, because we're becoming a collective consciousness of this mindfulness, this beautiful love. That is what the system is panicking about, and that's why this is going on, because the power of love is shining through, right? And that's what's happening. And the system is desperate, and it looks like a bit of a joke to me regarding the system, because they're making their self look desperate, you know. And when the enemy looks desperate, you always feel that happy with that, because I can see now how powerful the global awakening is actually is. But it's very important that I get the message out there, because that's why I had this unexpected spiritual awakening. Not just to experience it myself, but to share this knowledge. Because within you it's not through me that is the power, it's within you. You've got to follow that. You've got to follow what your heart really says. You've got to follow your soul, right? And that's it. That is the way, and that will give you feelings like you should do this to be happy, and then when you're doing that, you're becoming more happy. So you just follow the bliss within you. You follow what makes you feel good, what makes you feel the most comfortable, what makes you feel the most happy, and that is the quickest way to ascension. That is the most, because the most healing thing is when you are your most happiest. That's when you come up with the best ideas. That's our most inspired state, is when we're happy. So that's why this is so important, to not just fill yourself around with people and noises, but to do what you know within you is the right thing to make you happy. To do what Steve Jobs once said, which was, in every day he would look at himself in the mirror and ask himself, if today was the last day, would you carry on what you're doing? And he said whenever the answer was no, he would change something. And that's the way to live. That's the way everyone should live their lives, asking yourself that question. So because that way you're guaranteed to make yourself happy. Don't just do things out of fear. Don't do things because you think you should. Do things because you know it's going to make you the happiest you can be. And this evil system won't stand a chance then, because by people doing that, they will enter a state of joy, abundance, and that kills all hate and stuff of this nature. But I'm just going to end it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls to divine order and divine timing. You're meant to watch this. Thank you for watching. Thank you.